You're listening to Spring River Chronicle. Audio on the go.
Boating in Arkansas. Are you legal? By Shelia Roberts. Read by Kent Lepley.
First National Banking Company. Get checking that pays with Super Plus Checking at FNBC.
One of the most relaxing forms of outdoor recreation is boating. That is, if you've done all the necessary preparations beforehand. To make your boating experience in Arkansas a good one, make sure you know the boating rules. Anyone born on or after January 1st, 1986, and of legal age to operate a motorboat must have successfully completed and approved Arkansas Game and Fish Commission boating education course. Your boater education certificate must be carried on board with you while operating a motorboat on Arkansas waters. The law also affects operators of sailboats. This is required for non-residents as well. The classroom requirement for this course can be taken online by logging on to www.boated.com/Arkansas. The online study course costs $24.50. You pay only after you pass the course. Afterward, you are required to take the in-person proctored exam at an Arkansas Game and Fish Commission AGFC testing site to receive your Arkansas Boater Education Certificate. Call Dennis Dunderdale at 870-321-5548 to make an appointment for the in-person exam. You may take free instructor-led classes. These classes may be a couple of hours each night for 3 or 4 nights or a full-day Saturday class. The Arkansas Boating Education course teaches the fundamentals of safe and responsible boating. The basic 6-hour boating course includes Arkansas boating law, boat classification, registration and trailering, personal flotation devices, such as life jackets, rules of the road, maintenance, and boating accidents. Information may be obtained by calling 1-877-493-6424. You must register your motorboat by having an Arkansas Certificate of Number and validation decals to operate a motorboat on Arkansas public waters. The only exceptions to this law are boats that are not propelled by an engine or a sail, and boats already properly registered in another state and using the Arkansas waters for 90 or fewer consecutive days, and vessels documented by the U.S. Coast Guard. The numbers must be 3 inches high in bold block letters and clearly displayed on the forward half of both sides of the boat and be read from left to right. These can be painted on. The background should contrast with the colors of the numbers. The numbers should be separated by a space or a hyphen from the letters. No other numbers or letters may be displayed on either side of the bow. The validation decals must be affixed on each side of the motorboat toward the rear or stern of the registration number. It is illegal to operate or allow others to operate an improperly registered boat. When you go to register your boat, be sure to take with you proof of ownership, a current registration or bill of sale, proof of personal property assessment, and proof of current paid taxes, and proof of insurance. You will be required to fill out an application. These applications or renewal forms can be secured from the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration, DFA, or your local county revenue office. It is $7.50 for the fee to register motorboats less than 16 feet long and $15 for boats 16 feet to less than 26 feet long. You must apply for registration within 30 days of the date of purchase of a motorboat. Keep your proof of purchase with you while operating your motorboat until you receive your Arkansas Certification of Number. These are valid for 3 years. There is a liability insurance requirement for motorboats powered by engines of more than 50 horsepower. The policy must be issued by an insurance company licensed to do business in Arkansas. The policy must provide at least $50,000 of liability coverage per occurrence. Proof of insurance must be carried on board the vessel. The insurance requirement does not apply to boats properly registered in other states. When registering these motorboats with engines of more than 50 horsepower, you must supply proof of proper liability insurance coverage. The boating laws of Arkansas are enforceable by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission officers, sheriffs, deputy sheriffs, state police officers, Department of Parks and Tourism enforcement officers, and the U.S. Coast Guard. These authorities may stop and board your vessel to check that you are abiding by the law, and you must follow their directives. Properly fitted U.S. Coast Guard approved Type 1, 2, or 3, or 5 personnel flotation devices, or PFDs, are required for each person on board the motorboat. A Type 4 U.S. Coast Guard personal flotation device is required for each person aboard a motorboat over 16 feet long. Children 12 years old and younger must wear a U.S. Coast Guard approved PFD that is securely fastened at all times while on any vessel. The only exception is if they are enclosed in a houseboat or cruiser or within the area enclosed by railings on a party barge, houseboat, or cruiser, and the vessel is not underway. Each person being towed behind a motorboat on water skis, an aquaplane, or other device must wear a U.S. Coast Guard approved PFD. In addition, the PFDs must be located where they are readily accessible in case of emergency. Emergency ignition safety switches should be installed if your motorboat didn't come with one. A lanyard is attached to the safety switch in the operator's wrist or PFD. The safety switch shuts off the engine if the operator falls off the boat. These are required to operate a motorboat in the state of Arkansas. A Type B1 fire extinguisher is required when boating on federal waters in Arkansas if they have an inboard engine or closed compartments where portable fuel tanks are housed or where flammable or combustible materials are stored. These fire extinguishers should be placed in an accessible area. Make sure you know how to operate them and inspect them regularly to see if they are still in working condition. All power boats except outboards operating on federal waters that are fueled with gasoline must have a U.S. Coast Guard approved backfire flame arrestor on each carburetor. All gasoline-powered motorboats must be equipped with at least 2 ventilation ducts fitted with cowls to remove fumes. Fumes can cause life-threatening explosions. Turn on the ventilation system and let it run for 4 minutes before starting your engine. Always sniff for fumes before you start the engine. You are required to have a horn, whistle, or bell on board your motorboat while on federal waters for use when there are periods of reduced visibility. Vessels over 65.6 feet or more in length are required to carry both a whistle or horn and a bell. No vessel should have a siren except vessels used by law enforcement officers. Required navigation lights should be displayed between sunset and sunrise. Power-driven vessels under 65.6 feet long should have red and green side lights, an all-around white light or both a masthead light, which should be 3.3 feet higher than the side lights, and a stern light. All of these lights should be visible from at least 2 miles away. Unpowered vessels shorter than 65.6 feet should display a combination of red, green, and white light near the top of the mast. Rowed, poled, or paddled vessels should have red and green side lights on the bow and white light on the stern. Boats less than 23 feet should at least have on hand 1 lantern or flashlight shining. All boats are required to display a visible white light in all directions when they are anchored outside a designated mooring area. For more specific information about Arkansas boating laws, call 1-877-297-4331 and request a booklet from the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission or log on to www.agfc.com. This article is based upon information found in their booklet. Wow.